Hi Parul.
Hello.
So just wanted to ask you, what fascinated you in joining Web3 and how did you get your big break?
Right. So I was in Byju's and I was working on Web 2. And I have been working in Web 2 for quite some time. And the challenges, like as a designer, you're always looking forward to some challenges, right? And at that point of time, I was also thinking of investing in crypto, but I was never studying crypto. So I just thought, okay, what's better to where we can learn also, work also, and even I can invest in crypto after I know everything. It just put out my laziness. Second, it was a bigger challenge to be very serious about why I shifted. Web3 has its challenging problem statements that now we are working on, and it's awesome. Like it's knowledge that you get to learn, and you can never think of it in right now in Web2 products that we have there. There were two things I was thinking to shift from is fintech and Web3, and Web3 has both of them.
Awesome. So as a UX designer in Polygon,
Yeah.
right? What are your top 3 learnings working in this Web3 space especially in the design domain?
Yeah. So specifically, if we talk about Web3, the things that I've learned from Web2, they are all similar. Nothing is much different, except the fact there are few critical decisions that users can take, and you have to be wary of them. And it only comes from a better user experience. I have seen the Web3 products, and as I talked earlier, maybe that there are gradients, there is a UI, there are dark backgrounds, and people are liking it. But when they come to the product, right, there are numerous problems that they are facing at the end. The education, they are not educated at all. Even when I, as a designer, and I am like now 50% known in Web3, I know concepts in Web3, and I go to a new product, I'm like, what the product does.
Yeah.
I'm still confused about that.
Correct.
So that's a problem also, because it's very difficult to change something that's very technical into a plain language sort of thing,
Got it.
where every user, if 100 users are there, at least 80 users can understand, okay, what the value product is giving.
Got it. So, I mean, Web3 as a product needs mass adoption.
Yeah.
And for me, adoption is nothing but having a very simple, basic design.
Right.
So, what advice would you give to budding developers or designers so that they can make their UX or UI much more easier for people to understand it more easy? What would be the top 3 tips?
So the top 3 tips would be, first of all, when we are designing, right, think that you know everything, right? But think, if you are talking about mass adoption, think that you are designing for the noobest of the user. That I am designing, there are 10 users, 5 users might know, but I am designing for the other 5 users who might know anything at all. And that's when you build a great product, because now you are thinking at every step that, okay, what if on this step the user fails? Yeah. Right?
Correct.
Because right now we are making a happy UI flow. Oh, user will come, he'll use the bridge, he'll add the tokens, it will confirm. But in blockchain technology, people don't get the tokens right away. It takes some time to process, to validate, right? And it's very important to give a constant feedback to the user at that point of time, so he can complete the goal without any anxiety. And we are humans, we just get anxious soon in anything that we do. So these are the 2 things I think, 2 major things I would say. And third is obviously that I advocate for is always use plain language. Leverage a UX writer if possible, but try to use a plain language as much as possible in your product, in your app, in your website, anything. Don't say that it's built for developers. Even developers are new, right? They're just getting into the field. So empathize with it.
Awesome. So any last advice to any developers or designer who will go through the transition phase from Web2 to Web3, because you are the best person who have done it. So what would be the last advice?
Last advice would be to learn technicals. As a designer, I think in Web2 right now you don't need to. Because everything is there out there. You can just design and you understand some technicals. But when you are going into Web3, it's very important that you understand, okay, what blockchain is, what Web3 is. Because in the end, you have to build it for users, and you yourself should understand the technology to convert it for user-friendly interfaces. So that's the best thing you can do when you transition. Learn everything technical, even if you doesn't like it. But if you have to transition, you have to.
Awesome. I think we got it. Thank you.
Thank
It was
you.
good.